gentlemen. If anyone's seen the picture I posted of myself on Discord or Instagram, you'll realise just how cold it is. Apparently the car is telling me it's 2 degrees, but the wind chill factor is about -4 or 5.
Mine says 2 degrees as well.
Yeah, it's really, really cold. So we've just had a few flights. We've flown the 6S 2.5 inch. We need to talk about the tune of that. It flies really well. Good morning, Boy Wonder FPV in the chat. It flies really, really well. We do need to talk about the tune a little bit and just resolve that, because there's 1 or 2 little issues with the tune, nothing major. And we also tried launch control mode as well, and we've got Boy Wonder to film that, and that looks really, really good. We've also done our fly-in for the review of the Flywoo Flytimes 85. And for anybody who has been nosing around the comment section of a few videos this weekend, you may have picked up the fact that we've added a new segment to all our reviews, and that is whenever a manufacturer sends us a brand new drone, we're going to crash it deliberately to test just how well it stands up. Ed's Ants, welcome to the chat. I hope you're well. Yeah, so we deliberately crashed the Flywoo Flytimes. What we're going to do from now on is we're going to take it. So once we've done our test flying and we've sort of got a rough opinion of how we think of it, we're then going to do a durability test on every single drone sent to us. So we're going to fly up to about 20 or 30 foot up in the air, and then I'm just going to disarm. Boy Wonder FPV managed to get some footage from the spotter's point of view, and obviously I should have the DVR, because I think I turned recording to on constantly, not just went arm. So hopefully that has worked. The Flywoo Flytimes is way more fun than I ever thought it would be. I've got a few vibrations going on with that camera. It is the 04 Lite, but because it's so light, it makes the whole drone really, really, really sort of sprightly, and it almost flies like a toothpick. The only issue with it is obviously because it's got the ducts, even though they're not like proper ducts, it does have some yaw washout. So I think overall it's a really good fun quad, and probably quite good for a beginner actually. One that I'm probably going to recommend for beginners because it's a bit protected. Good morning, Only Drones. How are you, sir? My God, it's cold out here. I don't recommend anybody fly a drone today unless you are an idiot like me. And Boy Wonder.
I didn't fly it.
I know. So yeah, that's the Flywoo Flytime. So from now on, we're going to include crash footage from about 20 or 30 foot up in the air. We're just going to disarm it over grass. 99.9% of the drones shouldn't have any issues at all. What did I do with my microphone? Did I take it off?
I think you put it in the boot.
Did I need to go and double check? 99.9% of quads won't have any problems, but if any quad does break from a 20-foot fall onto grass, then it's something that we are absolutely desperately in the need of highlighting. So yeah, that's going to come to all reviews, and the Flywoo Flytimes should be out probably tomorrow. We've got the Flywoo Fly B16 arriving tomorrow, and hopefully the Mobula 8 will be arriving this week as well. So lots to test, lots to finish off. We've also got the Mors 7. Don't necessarily think I'm going to disarm the Mors 7 from 30 foot up in the air, purely because of the size of that battery, and the last thing I want to do is damage that battery and start a forest fire. Yeah, exactly. The other thing that we've done is we've added a 4000 mAh lithium ion pack to the Avion RC Nexa 3.5 Pro Evo. Now, I got down to 3.4 volts. You can fly them down to about 3.5, down to about 2.5 volts, I think is generally regarded as relatively safe. I know some people push it to about 2.2, 2.1, but 2.5 is where they recommend that you stop so you don't fall out of the air. I flew for 9 minutes and I was down to 3.45 volts. So the Avion Nexa 3.5 inch Evo Pro will probably fly for about 20-25 minutes if you was to go from one extreme to the other of that battery. And from a cinematic filming point of view, it flew quite well. All I did was circles around the field, don't get me wrong, I didn't do anything major. DJ and Fishing, hi, how are you? Very well, how are you this morning? Yeah, it's cold. It's really, really cold this morning. We've done 3 flights. No, we've done 4 flights, haven't we? And to be honest, we must be absolutely ludicrous to do it in this weather. But I just wanted to jump on and let you guys know a quick update. I have placed a face picture of me on Instagram if anybody does want to actually have a look at what my face looks like. You will be disappointed, I can promise you that. Yeah, you'll absolutely be disappointed.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's been requested and you know, I've taken my lead from Mimosa. It's snowing, so I can't go flying. What you should do, DJI and fishing, is grab yourself a proper FPV drone and then add some co-formal coating or some of the Flywoo spray, and then you can fly in the snow, no problems. Last night was a terrible idea. It was so cold, said Only Drones. Only Drones is, I don't know if he's put it on his YouTube, but it's on his Instagram. He's taken a lovely photo of a local fun fair to him. Really, really nice. So do go and check that out. Really, really impressive. So yeah, the Avion Nexa 3.5 has again proved its worth of a jack of all trades and a master of them all. It's done really, really well with that lithium ion pack because of the extra thrust that it's got. It's flown for a decent amount of time. I did have to stop because I hit the tree. So I was swooping down from high to low because I was getting bored of just doing circles. And I didn't quite realise how fast I was actually going. And I went to turn underneath the tree and I just clicked a branch. And it was a very loud noise. So I thought I better just come back and check it. There doesn't. No, Boy Wonder didn't hear it. And you can't actually see anything on the drone anyway. So it was you know, caution for caution's sake, but in this hobby it's always better to be safe than sorry. The Fly with Fly Times has really impressed me. It's shocked me how well it flies. Genuinely shocked me. Don't know how well that footage is going to come out, and the one thing I didn't check, to be fair, is whether or not the ESC is on 48 kilohertz or not, so that might be an issue, and if it is we may have to just refly that tomorrow. That said, really, really good fun for a 2S. It feels like a toothpick. The yaw washout is a bit of a pain in the arse, to be fair, but it's got ducks, so it's probably what you'd expect, really. And then the 6S 2.5 inch ultimate drone that I'm building hit about 178 kilometers an hour. I need to sort the tune out because it was wobbling a little bit and the motors were screaming. There was cold on landing, so I could leave it as it is, but I know I can tune it so it's a little bit better. We're using the 6S motors, we're using the 6S ESC, and we're using the DJI O3. I used full camera up till, and yeah, I was skimming the ground at 100 odd kilometers an hour. Madness, 178 kilometers an hour. Yep, absolutely wild. I think that was at about 120 miles an hour. 110. For anybody in the comments that says it's illegal to fly more than 100 miles an hour, that's in America. I'm in the UK. We don't have such a rule yet, although I dare say it's probably coming. Pierre, yep, that is a lithium ion battery on the Nexa. I've just tested it. It's a 4000 mAh Flywoo Explorer battery. I was just saying, I got it down to about 3.45 volts after about 9 minutes. I had to land because I hit the tree and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't damaged, and then once I'd landed I thought I'm not taking off again, it's too cold, I'm dying. So you can probably get about 25 minutes, I would say, out of a 4000 mAh lithium ion pack. I will put the footage up. I'll probably put it up on Squadding Quads Raw because it's a bit boring, but for anybody that wants to see it, I'll put it up on there later and then I'll put it on the community post. Only Drone says 110 miles an hour, and it's only illegal if someone sees you, says DJI and Fishing. So for a 2.5 inch to do 110 miles an hour is just ridiculous. No wonder it was vibrating. We got the Oasis Fly 25 up to about 85 miles an hour on a 4S, which I thought was ludicrous, but this was just so crazy. How long does a Flywoo last? It's hard to say at the minute because it's so windy. But I was getting about 3 or 4 minutes of pretty hard freestyle. I was freestyling it like I would any other drone. So I was doing power loops, I was doing split S's, I was doing quick snappy rolls, and I was getting about 3.5 minutes out of it. And it's only a 2S, don't forget. So it's, I mean, I know what I've said about Flywoo in the past. I may have to change my mind for this. This may actually be something I keep, to be honest. What I will say is if you are going to consider buying one, do not buy the frame kit because it is a, cover your ears, Boy Wonder, it is a bitch to build and stress me out more than any other build I've ever done. You may uncover your ears now, Boy Wonder. Yeah, really painful to build. and it's only because it's just a bit different. If you're used to building that style, it's probably not an issue. But yeah, only drones, really impressive. I will probably end up keeping it. Getting hold of all 4 light units is a bit of a pain in the arse at the minute, so if something else comes in that I've got to test, it may have to come out, but at the minute it's going to stay in there, and I'm just going to finish the build off properly. Pay the extra to have it pre-built 100%. Same with the Avion Nexus. Somebody was saying at the weekend, like, oh, I was tempted to get the frame kit, but actually once I'd added all the parts up, and when you consider the build quality of it, I just bought it, because obviously we'd done all the macro shots to show just how good it was. And people were like, well, I can't build it that good. And if I could, it would take me, you know, a decent chunk of time. So if I'm going to wait for the frame kit, I might as well just buy it all. And I absolutely agree. There are some manufacturers who charge the earth for a pre-built, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But Avion RC don't. They really don't. I don't know how they make money. And again, you know, I hate to bang on about it, but that's sort of part of why I said I don't want an affiliate, because their margins must be paper thin, and the quality of the quads is amazing. So far with that, we've managed to get it to 129 kilometers an hour on a 4S. We've managed to fly it with a 4S lithium ion pack for 9 minutes down to 3.5 volts. Only Drone says, I don't mind an extra 30 quid. No, absolutely. You've got to pay people for the time at the end of the day. And I've got no issues in paying. There are some companies, I'm not going to name them because I've actually been in contact with them this morning, but there are some companies who charge 600 quid for a 5-inch bind and fly. When you add all the parts together, they're about 300 quid. I'm not going to mention them with the green LEDs everywhere, but I think we all know who I'm talking about. Just for the convenience. Yeah, exactly. When something arrives, like for me, for the channel, it actually helps me if I build stuff and then film myself building it, because it helps grow the audience. But for everybody else, I would highly recommend that when it comes to it, if it's not a lot of extra, just pay the extra to have it pre-built. As long as these manufacturers are putting out quality, support them. DJI Fishing says, should I change my name back to DJI Drones or something? I don't remember what it was. I don't know, mate. I don't know. What I would say to you is you need to pick a name and stick with it, because people will never remember who you are if you're constantly changing your name. And the problem is, by naming yourself DJI, you're promoting somebody else and somebody else's brand. You need to promote yourself, buddy. So my advice to you would be to change your name to something personal to you. Squadding Quads is mine because I'm trying to build a squad and we all fly quads, and that's what's personal to me. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I mean, we do fly helicopters and airplanes, but generally speaking, we fly quads and we are a squad. Drone fishing. But yeah, you've got to make it personal to you. I wouldn't recommend anybody has a manufacturer's name in the username. So like Only Drones, if he said, I'm going to change my name to Only Flywoo Drones, and then he bought an iFlight drone, how would that work out? Do you know what I mean? So make it personal to you. Try not to keep changing it so people remember who you are. Otherwise, people won't know who they're talking to. I know who you are, but you know, people won't remember who you're talking to. But don't rep other people. It's like, I mean, I've got GemFan props on one and HQ props on the other. It's like if I call myself Squadding HQ props, and then I've got GemFan props on. So make it personal to you. Don't make it personal to anybody else. Let them make it personal to themselves, is my advice. From an old and very wise man. Well, very old man. Wise is perhaps not. Fish drones. Wow, you guys are crazy. Drones for fishing. I've got no words. I've got absolutely no words. Drones are right. Okay.
Fish drones means fish. Drones are fishes.
I really like Hooked in the Sky. There you go. Brilliant. Hooked in the Sky. Perfect. Love it. I really like that. Nah, forget that Only Drones. Hooked in the Sky. I love it.
Hooked on the rope.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I would go with Hooked in the Sky. Ignore Only Drones. I don't know what he's talking about. Damn fool! Right. Unless anybody's got any questions that you'd like me to answer while I'm here, I'm going to end this live stream in about a minute because I'm really cold and I'm going to die. DJI Fishing says he'll be right back. Well, I'm going to go, buddy. So unless you've got a question, by the time you come back, this live stream will probably have finished. My advice to you, from this old and slightly wise man is consider the fly with fly lens. Absolutely buy the Avion RC Nexa 3.5 inch Evo Pro. Genuinely buy that. That's not me pushing them. I don't get paid by them. Don't get anything off them. The first one I bought myself. Genuinely, what they produce is amazing quality. And if you're gonna 6S a 2.5 inch, be prepared to bring a change of pants with you when you hit 110 miles an hour, because it's one of the scariest freaking things I've ever done. But it was amazing fun. Until next time, everybody, peace out. Oh, Boy Wonders put a comment. I need to answer Boy Wonders' question. What was the top speed on both drones? Well, the Flywheel doesn't have GPS, so I can't tell you that. And the Avion Nexa I was flying at about 60 kilometers an hour. Excuse me, because I was flying it to get as much flight time out of it rather than the speed out of it, and then obviously 110 miles an hour from the 2.5 inch. Right, I'm going. Peace out, everybody. Until next time, much love. Adios, quads, and Boy Wonder FPV.
Bye bye.